back to my channel. I'm Denny, and today I am doing the twin challenge. So earlier this week, Molly Adamas came up with a twin challenge in which she had asked if anybody wanted to join and do a twin challenge where we do our makeup like someone else, or we take on a look that someone else did and apply it to ourselves. So I wanted to participate, and the person that was chosen for me was Diana Hoffman Larson, and I have recreated a look that I think is similar to what she had on in her New Year's video. So I hope that I did it justice, and if you want to see how I came up with this look, keep on watching. So today I am here to do my twin challenge, and the person that was chosen for me was Diana Hoffman Larson. So today I'm going to be transforming into her, although I look nothing like her. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to start out by prepping my face with a little bit of the Hourglass to see if I vanish some of my pores. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm in the shade Soft Beige. So I'm not going to use a different foundation because I know she's a lot paler than I am. So I'm just going to use my usual. I noticed that she doesn't do a lot of changing colors in her face, so I'm gonna go very light on my concealer, but I'm gonna put it on prior, and I'm gonna mix my foundation right into it. So now that my foundation is on, I'm gonna work on my brows. Her brows are a lot different than mine. Hers have a more rounder edge right here, and then they thin out. Like, she does have an arch shape, but hers are just a little bit more rounded here. So I'm gonna see if I can copy that. It's usually not the way I do my normal brows. So the top is still the same. Hers, it curves a little bit more right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to draw in that section. So take a little bit of concealer, and I'm gonna prime my eyes with it, as well as I'm gonna arch my brow with this as well. But first, let's go ahead and prime the eyes with it. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. So like I mentioned, her eyebrows are a little bit more arched than mine's are, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to like thin out my brow to get it to look like hers. And I can even afford to like clean up my brows a little bit on the top as well. I've already arched my eyebrows the way hers sort of look like. I hope that I'm doing it any justice because it's a different shape than what I'm used to. So then she did a really interesting New Year's look, and her look was a green with a blue on the inner, which I thought was really beautiful. I've not seen too many people do something like that. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna be using my All I See Is Magic palette, and I'm going to be trying to create the look that she came up with. So she has hooded eyes, and I do not have hooded eyes, and she actually went really like short with the shadow. She kept it all on the mobile lid and didn't drag any up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take a little bit of this light vanilla shade that's in this palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my concealer with that. Okay, now that my lids are set, I'm gonna go ahead and work in a transition shade, which I can tell that she has like a light brown as a transition shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and just on this same blending brush, I'm gonna take a little bit of this light brown shade, tap some off, and I'm just gonna go right into like a little bit lower than my crease where I would normally go, and I'm gonna go ahead and start blending that in right in there. because I can see she doesn't have it very high on her lid. So just in her crease is where she has kept the eyeshadow. Now that that shade is in there, I'm gonna go ahead into the color. I'm actually gonna see if I can just clean off my brush with my color switch. And if anyone's wondering, what I use for a color switch is a empty container that comes from the dollar store with the lid, and I just throw in a hair bun in here, and that is what I use as a color switch. It fits perfectly and it allows me to switch the colors around, and then I can just store it as well. So I thought, why spend $10 when you can spend $2 and you have the same thing? I'm gonna go ahead and try to blend this area out here because I could see that there's like a lot of light shade up here. On an angled brush, I'm gonna use the green shade in this palette, which I know is one of those dual chrome colors, but I'm hoping that I can get the green from in this to really shine through. So I can see from her look that she doesn't have it very high. It sort of looks like she has it just like lined in this section right here. She can actually afford to bring her eyeshadow up higher so that when her eye closes, you can actually see it, because when you have hooded eyes, you should drag your eyeshadow a little bit higher. I have big eyes, so I don't have that problem. You can see my eyeshadow from anywhere. She has that sort of just rounded on the eye. It's not blown out. It's not like blended up higher or anything. It's just basically just like sitting on the mobile lid. And I'm gonna go ahead and pack a little bit more of this into that section. But then I can see from her photo that she did do, it looks like she did a brown on the bottom as like her lash line, but it looked like it was like green and brown. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this brown color first up with a flat brush, and I'm gonna do that right under my eye. Now that that's under my eye, I'm gonna go ahead and with the same brush go into that green color to see if I can get that color to sit just on top of it. And then what really intrigued me about this look was that she also had a blue shade in the inside the like inner corner, which I thought was like so cute. Like a smaller angled brush, and I'm gonna go into my Urban Decay palette. I don't even know which one this is, to be honest, but it's an older palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the color Peace in this palette, which is a very bright blue, but I don't have the same blue she had. And if you see the photo, you're gonna see that it's like just sitting right here, and it's just like the night, like it just looks such like a cute combination. Like the green felt like the blue came in to the green. Like I said, it wasn't really high, it was just sitting on the inner corners. I mean, she did a better job at doing this look than I would ever do. I thought it was so interesting. And then that shade was not as intense as this one, so I'm gonna try to like blend it out a little bit. On top of it, I'm gonna be putting a little bit of this cream color to like just dull the blue that I have a little bit down. And I think I dragged it down too far, so I'm just gonna like wipe a little bit of it off. So the other interesting thing that she had was that the eye color had glitter on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this silver Wet n Wild glitter over top of that green the way she had. I don't have the same items that she had, plus her video, she wasn't doing like a tutorial on her eye look. She was just wearing it. So I'm going by what I think she did versus like what she actually did. And I'm just gonna put that right over top of the green. And I remember her saying that the glitter, you know, it transfers up because she has hooded eyes, which I understand because it happens to all of us. Like, it honestly does happen to all of us. And if you're wondering, this is the e.l.f. Silicone brush. And of course, that green turned brown because it is a color shifting one. So let's see if I can place a little bit of the blue over top of the glitter. I'm just inventing things all around. And the last thing that I noticed was that she had eyeliner on, and I believe she just had eyeliner on the bottom. Also line my top, my lash line. And then I'm gonna top it off with some mascara. So for this one, I'm gonna be using the Dior Show mascara, which I just started using. Look at how big this wand is. So the other thing that I noticed was that she didn't have a lot of blush on, but she did have some pigment on her cheeks. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and some blush, and I'm going to see if I can just lightly hit a little bit, not too much, because I didn't see too much for sure, but I did see that she had some highlight on, so I am going to be putting on a little bit of highlighter. I think she went really light, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this e.l.f. highlighter, and this is Moonlight Pearl, which is a very soft and subtle highlight. So I'm gonna just swirl my brush in there, and this is the part where I go crazy. I'm just gonna just hit the tops of my cheeks very, very lightly. I'm not gonna go too deep. And then I can see that she had a little bit of glow on her nose, and her nose is very fine. I want to contour my nose to look a little bit more like her, but let's see. And her jawline is a lot more, you know, slimmer than mine because I'm a lot bigger than she is. So let me see if I can slim my nose just a little bit. She did not have any contouring, but I want to see if I can make my nose look a little bit thinner. So then lastly, I saw that she had a very nude brown lipstick, so I'm going to be going in with my Tarte lip paint, and this is in the color Delish. And she has a lot smaller lips, so I'm not gonna go as high. I'm not gonna do like my whole lip. So there is my lip. Whew. This is definitely outside of my comfort zone because I usually just do my makeup the way I do my face. So doing a twin challenge is so difficult. I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, who are you? So yeah, this is the look, and I hope that I did her some justice. I mean, we have different shaped eyebrows, we have different shaped eyes, we have different shaped nose, different shaped lips, so it's like really difficult. Like, my face is so big compared to how hers is. Her face is like super thin, and you know, I got so much cheek. Her cheeks are high as well, but not as full as mine. So I hope that I did it justice, and I did enjoy doing this look. I honestly hope that it came out well, and I'm gonna post a picture of her so that you can see. And so that was my twin challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Become a member of my Gonz family, and as always, from my house to yours. Love ya.